There's a lot of shit being talked about right now, but I can't wait to put him to sleep on the night.
I'm ready one fight and tomorrow. And the rematch. And the street fight. I'm ready.
Bare knuckle.
Tomorrow, maybe right now. Not boxing gloves, but it's...
It was like watching a strong wall fall apart. Alexander Usyk didn't just answer Daniel Dubois' challenge, he crushed it. He showed everyone that Dubois already gave up before, like when he took a knee and didn't get up in the fight with Joe Joyce. Usyk made it clear when things get hard, Dubois can't handle the heat. The pressure breaks him. This wasn't just a fight, this was a hard truth for Dubois to face, and it hurt.
Do you think he's a better fighter now than he was the first time he fought?
Maybe, yeah, maybe, because a lot of years, 2, 3, yeah. Now I think Daniel grow.
And do you think,
Like a boxer, like a man.
yeah, does he deserve this opportunity? Or is there someone else more deserving? Joe Parker maybe, or does Daniel deserve his shot?
Yeah, I think Daniel deserve, because Daniel from UK. It's interesting for.
Picture this, Usyk looks at Dubois and says he will fight him anytime, anywhere, even on the street with no gloves, just bare fists. That's real confidence. He isn't worried about rules, he knows he can still beat Dubois no matter what. Usyk's words weren't empty bragging, they showed who is in charge.
I'm ready one fight and tomorrow. And the rematch. And the street fight. I'm ready.
Bare knuckle.
Tomorrow, maybe right now. Not boxing gloves, but it's...
Dubois keeps asking for a rematch, but it doesn't sound real. He says he wants to fix things, but he's still the same. He froze with Usyk. He gave up with Joyce. Just saying words won't help. Usyk already made him quit once, and even people in boxing say Dubois is fooling himself.
I want to get my rematch and, put the wrong right, and, God bless, and just...
Duke McKenzie said what a lot of fans are already thinking. Dubois is not being real. He lost 2 times, clear and fair, but he still cries like the fight was stolen. Real fighters lose, learn, and come back stronger, but Daniel is stuck, while Usyk keeps chasing bigger and harder fights.
The fact that he's still bellyaching about it, it's the fact that he's still trying to convince himself that he won, which he clearly didn't. Really, that shows a lot of delusion on his part. I mean, listen, when you lose in a fight, never mind a world title fight, when you lose in a fight, full stop, the best thing to do is to dry your tears and crack on.
Here we go again. Dubois is still saying the fight was unfair instead of admitting the truth. He says he gave it everything, but Usyk was too smart, too strong. You can't beat someone like Usyk by just throwing wild punches and hoping they land. That's why boxing experts don't believe Dubois anymore. They see the clear difference in skill, and it's not even close.
With what his manager said, what Usyk's manager said, Aegis came out, he said, this time, we're not fighting Daniel the boy, we're fighting Daniel the man. And I think that's the difference. Since that Usyk fight, which he was an underdog going into, and he showed that his punch power and hurt.
Adam Smith explained it all in a simple, clear way. Dubois had one good moment in round 3, but even then, Usyk stayed strong. The punches Dubois landed were mostly blocked. They didn't really hurt Usyk. Just like last time, Dubois went for a low body shot again. That didn't look like a smart move. It looked like frustration. Usyk stayed calm, smart, and in control the whole time. He was watching Dubois closely, planning his next move, and that same punch Daniel kept trying. It turned into a trap. Usyk flipped the whole fight with skill and timing. This wasn't bad luck for Dubois. It showed that wild punches and panic can't beat a great boxer. They just make you lose faster.
Shook Dubois as well at the end of the second round. I thought Daniel did really well in the third round actually to come back and landed a few right hands, but they were sort of partially blocked. Usyk never really gets hit flush. There was that other sort of low blow type body shot, exactly like the one in Poland, which they sort of shook off. And yeah, unfortunately, Daniel was trying to catch him with the right hand, and it was the right hand that led to the end for.
Even other boxers didn't hold back, and their words hit hard. Dave Allen said what many fans already felt: Usyk is on a whole different level. He's not just good, he's one of the best ever. Usyk cleaned out the cruiserweight division, then moved up and beat big names like Joshua and Fury. Dubois? He just didn't show up tonight. Allen called it poor, and honestly, that was kind. When you're standing in front of someone like Usyk, there's no space for mistakes or fear. Usyk's speed, skill, and strong mind shut Daniel down completely. That's why Allen puts Usyk with the all-time greats, not just because he wins, but because he makes even top fighters look average. Dubois has power, sure, but that's not enough to beat a fighter this sharp, this smart, and this strong.
The best of our generation by far, it has to be. He's beat everybody, he's literally beat everybody. You could say he's not beat Wiley, you could say it's Almas, still to come, Parker. He's beat everybody. Daniel Dubois, for me, Daniel Dubois was poor tonight. I know we're not getting onto that yet, but he was poor tonight. But he's beat Fury twice, he's beat Joshua twice, he mopped up at cruiserweight. He's done it all. Yeah, there's nothing really much else to add. He's one of the best of all time.
And Allen wasn't the only one calling it out. His words were just the beginning. He didn't hold back, saying what most were thinking. Dubois quit. After taking the final shot, Daniel stood up at the count of 10 but didn't fight on. He calmly walked to his corner, completely alert. That moment said everything. It wasn't about pain, it was about heart. Usyk didn't just hurt him physically, he broke him mentally. And Dave Allen, who jokes about being the chairman of the quit committee, knows exactly what quitting looks like. This wasn't a warrior forced down, it was a fighter who gave up. In top-level boxing, that's a sin you don't come back from. Usyk picked him apart, round after round, with pressure and precision. And when it was time to fight back, Dubois didn't. That's why so many now doubt if he even deserves another shot at a fighter as mentally strong as Usyk.
Count of 10, and he walked straight past Usyk, straight to the corner, he was completely fine. I think, and you know what, it's horrific to say I've quit. It's not horrific to say I'm quit. I'm chairman of the quit committee. I'm top quitter, I guess. Anyway, he quit, yeah, he did.
And it wasn't just Dave Allen questioning Dubois' mindset. Other heavyweights joined in, and their words hit just as hard. Martin Bakole didn't sugarcoat it. Before the fight, he said if Dubois showed up with the same old style, he wouldn't last 5 rounds. And that's exactly what happened. Daniel came in without any real changes. No sharp jab, no new strategy, and Usyk took full advantage. Bakole didn't hesitate to say it straight. Dubois deserved the knockout. It's hard to disagree. While Usyk keeps growing, adapting, and handling the biggest names in both cruiserweight and heavyweight divisions, Dubois looks stuck, like he's running in place. And in boxing, refusing to grow is the same as giving up your future. Usyk didn't just beat him with power, he outthought him, exposed his weaknesses, and cracked his confidence. Bakole's brutal take fits the bigger picture, until Daniel learns how to adapt, grow, and deal with pressure. Nights like this will keep ending the same, beaten in the ring, and still searching for someone else to blame.
I said it before the fight, even today, before today, that Daniel Dubois never passed 5 rounds if he kept boxing like the same way he boxed last time he fought Usyk. But he did the same. There was no jab, nothing changed. He deserved the knockout because he never changed something like
Agit Kabayel couldn't hide his respect for Usyk's performance. And honestly, who could blame him? Every jab, every right hand from Usyk had meaning. It wasn't just throwing punches. It was a slow, calculated breakdown of Dubois, round by round. Kabayel pointed out the obvious. Usyk made Daniel look completely outclassed. While Usyk was landing clean, crisp shots, Dubois struggled to even defend himself. That's the difference between a top-tier fighter and someone still trying to find their place. Usyk doesn't just fight, he takes you apart. Kabayel even joked that Usyk would stop him quickly, and that's exactly what happened to Dubois. He simply couldn't handle the accuracy, the timing, or the sheer ring IQ. This wasn't just a physical beatdown, it was a technical masterclass where Dubois looked lost. And when other heavyweights are praising Usyk this strongly, it says everything about the massive gap between a world-class champion and someone who's not quite there yet.
From Alexander Usyk, you know, he stopped the fight early, you know, but I say this before, Daniel Dubois makes so much pressure, too much pressure, you know, he not control, and every jab, every right hand is too strong, you know, and he not defends himself, but you see the result, you know, Alexander Usyk stopping fast.
Did it surprise you how early Alexander got the stoppage?
Yes, before the fight, I was, I never say this is, he come to stop him so early, you know, but after the first round, I say, the fight will never be more than 6-7 rounds.
Tony Bellew didn't hold back, and frankly, someone had to say it. His words about Daniel Dubois hit like a punch because they're steeped in cold, uncomfortable truth. Bellew highlighted something we all saw. Dubois landed one meaningful body shot the entire fight, and it didn't even faze Usyk. After that, Daniel had no plan B, no fire, no grit, no adjustments, just the same predictable rhythm until it all fell apart. Bellew's brutal line, "The real Daniel doesn't want to fight," stings because it's what fans have whispered for years. When the pressure mounts, when the lights are brightest, Dubois folds. He did it against Joe Joyce. He did it against Usyk, and champions don't get to do that. Champions bite down. Champions find a way. Usyk, meanwhile, is the exact opposite. He feeds off chaos. He gets sharper as the storm rages. And that's why Bellew's message hits home. Until Dubois changes what's inside, there's no rematch worth watching. Because the truth is simple, Dubois doesn't just need to train harder. He needs to find his heart.
One decent body shot the whole fight, to which Usyk tapped his belly and just said, "What was that?" And then there was zero else coming back. And that's, in my opinion, that's the attitude and that's the mentality of a guy that when the going gets tough, he doesn't want to fight. And you can never change that.
Tony Bellew's praise for Alexander Usyk doesn't just sound like admiration, it sounds like prophecy. When Bellew says no one's beating him, it's not hyperbole, it's the truth staring every heavyweight in the face. Usyk has become a nightmare puzzle, one that not even the biggest names have been able to solve. Against Dubois, Usyk didn't just show up in shape, he engineered his body for the task. He adjusted his weight to neutralize Daniel's size and target his sluggish footwork. That's not just talent, that's elite-level strategy. It's the kind of preparation that makes good fighters look lost, and that's exactly what Dubois was. While Daniel stepped into the ring with the same old mistakes, no jab, flat feet, no plan B, Usyk came in with a blueprint, a backup plan, and a third strategy just in case. That's the difference. That's why Bellew's words carry weight. Usyk isn't just fighting, he's dominating chess matches in a war zone. He doesn't wait for opponents to make mistakes, he manufactures them. And that's why the idea of Dubois getting a rematch isn't just unrealistic, it's laughable. Because while Daniel is still trying to figure himself out, Usyk is rewriting the playbook on what a modern heavyweight looks like.
Beat him. I just think technically, physically now, he's at the weight and he's adapted and he's adjusted. I mean, he's even adjusted and adapted his weight for this fight individually. I mean, he put on how much weight and slowed his actual feet down because Daniel Dubois.
Johnny Nelson didn't pull any punches and he didn't have to. What Usyk did to Daniel Dubois wasn't just a win, it was a stripping down of a fighter's identity in front of the world. Nelson captured it perfectly. Usyk took away everything that made Dubois dangerous. His jab, neutralized. His power, smothered. His confidence, gone by the 5th round. Dubois wasn't just outboxed, he was unraveled. Nelson's words cut deeper because they expose a harsh reality by the halfway mark. Daniel wasn't fighting to win, he was surviving. That kind of mental collapse is exactly what separates the good from the great. Usyk with every round made Dubois smaller, and yet when it was over, there was no gloating, no chest thumping, just gratitude to the crowd and respect for the sport. That's what makes Usyk such a rare force, clinical in the ring, classy outside of it. Ruthless execution paired with unwavering humility. Fighters fear him not just for what he does, but how he does it. And as Nelson emphasized, Dubois didn't silence the critics. He gave them a megaphone, because you don't beat a champion like Usyk by surviving. You beat him by being better. And Daniel Dubois was nowhere close.
Beat him. I just think technically, physically now, he's at the weight and he's adapted and he's adjusted. I mean, he's even adjusted and adapted his weight for this fight individually. I mean, he put on how much weight and slowed his actual feet down because Daniel Dubois.
Johnny Nelson's breakdown was as cold and precise as Usyk's performance itself. He didn't just say Usyk beat Dubois, he explained how Usyk stripped away everything Daniel thought he could rely on. The jab? Gone. The power? Smothered. The footwork? Stifled. By round 5, Dubois wasn't fighting with a plan. He was sitting in his corner thinking, I'm being chopped up here. And that moment of mental surrender? It said everything. Usyk's genius isn't just in his speed, skill, or footwork. It's in his ability to break elite fighters down piece by piece. Nelson nailed it. This wasn't just physical dominance, it was psychological dissection. And yet, when it was over, Usyk didn't taunt or boast. He thanked the crowd. He showed class. That's what champions do. They destroy in the ring and uplift outside it. Meanwhile, Dubois' claims of being robbed, they only highlight the gulf in mindset between the two men. Johnny Nelson didn't just analyze a fight. He exposed a truth. Usyk is operating on a level Dubois hasn't even approached yet. And unless Daniel changes everything, he never will.
What he did to Daniel, it took away everything, all his attributes. He took away his jab, took away his power, took away his movement, took away his confidence, to the point where Daniel was putting his backside on the floor thinking, wow, you know, we're only in round 5 here and I'm getting chopped up. This guy.
Usyk's response to Daniel Dubois wasn't just talk. It was a message loud and clear. He doesn't fear Dubois. Not in the ring, not in the streets, not anywhere. And honestly, why should he? Twice now, Usyk has exposed the same fatal flaw. Dubois crumbles under pressure. He can shout about throwing the kitchen sink, but wild swings don't faze a tactician like Usyk. They only show desperation. Usyk isn't just beating guys, he's dismantling them. Mentally, physically, completely. That's why legends like Tony Bellew, Johnny Nelson, and Dave Allen are wondering out loud, can anyone in the division beat this man? If a rematch happens, the stakes are colossal. Another win solidifies Usyk's legacy as one of the all-time greats. But if Dubois pulls off the unthinkable, it flips the entire narrative on its head. Still, be honest, can you really see Dubois outthinking, outlasting, and outclassing Usyk? Or is Usyk simply untouchable right now? Let us know, drop your predictions in the comments. Because if this rematch happens, someone's legacy is getting rewritten.